Hello everyone and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time, through a fairly lengthy war of attrition in which much quick loading was done, we managed to beat a couple of giants and clear Bleakwind Basin, despite only being level 16. Our next target should be substantially easier on us. I'm going to try to kill these deer. May or may not work, we'll see. It all depends almost entirely on where they run. If they run in a straight line away from me and there are no rocks in their way that make them turn, I'm screwed. Ooh, I think I could get this one. Well, maybe. Hard to know. Yeah, that's a no. I think I'm really just gonna have to leave deer alone until I, what I really need is a frost spell. Once I get that, killing these things will be a cakewalk. Anyway, he didn't drop antlers. He only would have had small ones anyway. But I still need deer hides, so that's still welcome. With that one in hand, I need 9 more. Let's backtrack a bit along the road until we get to where we left the road in the first place, which was about at the western Watchtower. Be able to find the exact spot because the plants will be harvested. There we go. There are a couple more deer back there that I may just go try and kill. We'll have to see. But for the moment, I'm going to explore this tower. I am not going to steal any arrows off
they're
of these
reforming a
guards.
dawn guard.
Because it's
Vampire
important.
or something in the old fort near Riften.
Oh wait, no, these guards die anyway.
Myself.
I'm not... In my head, I was nerfing their ability to fight the first dragon when we come here, but that's not true. These guards all die. The ones that are helping you come with you. So... there's a cart here. I guess it winds up destroyed, but the place kind of looks normal if you come here before Dragon Rising. Let's pick his pocket, get his arrows. Let's head up here. Visit this guy.
Thinking of settling in? There's
Same thing
house for
with
sale.
him.
Breeze home. You should talk to the steward up in the keep if you're interested.
I'm not going to loot anything from the actual tower. Only from the guards, because they die.
Trouble?
There we go. Cool. That was easy enough. Now I can see an elk out here. Very much like successfully. He'll drop large antlers if he drops antlers. Oh, god damn it, don't give me the kill cam. There really needs to be an option to turn these things off. Thankfully, we got him anyway. No antlers, but as before, a deer hide is welcome. I'd like for Uthgerd to kill this skeever, wherever the hell she is. Anyway, let me take another deer hide off the list. We need 8 more with that one in hand. Which is awesome. Come on, Uthgerd, where are you? I see guards. I see the Khajiit caravan. I see a skeeter. What I don't see is my fucking follower.
Get him! Kill him!
I'd rather not have to do this myself. Well, apparently the White-Red Guard will handle it for me, which is almost as good. Now where is that other one? Let's see if I can bag him too. 'Cause why not, right? Oh, and we got a random encounter over here. Yeah. Well, after this resolves, one way or the other. I don't yet know it's going to be favorable to me. This attempt. Let's try again. Part of it is not starting to spread. He's got to take a path that requires him to make some turns. Gives him some stuff to maybe get hung on. And then he's just not. Really, really not. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe if I approach from the other side, I could make him run. Might turn out better for me.
I grant you a new life.
Damn it. Oh, that was so close. Ah, not the kill cam! Shit, I would have had it if not for the kill cam.
I grant you a new life.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Except I don't want to aggro those giants yet either. Fuck.
Grant you a new life.
What the hell? Jesus Christ, it's a fucking saber cat. You know what would be great? Deer hide and large antlers. Well, I need that. You know what would be great? If my fucking follower was around to help out. Where is she? Is she stuck inside the tower or something? Sabercat's coming. There's Uthgerd.
I am
There's
staying out.
Khajiit.
I will destroy you.
I always get the sense that she can handle these things. Just actually find them. Anyway, I need 7 more deer hide and 17 more large antlers. Not too bad, huh?
You think I'm afraid of you?
Well, good. 10 minutes in, and there's another Sabercat tooth. Need 23 more. Not bad at all. I got my stupid follower back. All in all, a great success. Alright, let's head up the road now. This is all I really wanted to do anyway. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. I gotta go deal with that random encounter. We already saw it, so I'll go ahead and take it off the list. This is not one that we're going to lose. This one is college application denied. Let's hope he's still there. I don't know, he should be. Yes, there he is. College application denied. Here's an aspiring mage trying to resurrect a dead wolf. Take the pelt, of course.
Yes?
What the heck?
Need some? Yes?
There's some dialogue about how he's got a staff that, yeah, this is weird. There's dialogue about his staff and how it, was his grandfather's, and when he was carrying it, dead things around him came to life, so he thought he was a wizard, went to the college, they just laughed and said the magic was in the staff, not him, and you can pass a persuasion check to get the staff from him. I'm not terribly interested in the staff.
Could have just...
But I want that greater soul gem.
Don't even think about it.
Especially considering that it's filled. And the truth is...
What? Forget it. I don't do that kind of work.
Uthgerd won't attack you before it.
Enough!
She will if I ask her to.
No more! I yield!
Makes it even stranger if you ask me. Pretty sure we can do this without accruing a bounty. Pretty sure, but not certain. Anyway, he will run away. But he's not too difficult to deal with. Let me just make sure. Yeah, no bounty. Alright, good. Oh, yep.
I should have come here.
Just kidding.
You'll need to do better.
1,000 bounty added to Whiterun. Uthgerd will turn on us. So I'll have to content myself with the Greater Soul Gem. It's pretty cool. It's gonna get me some sweet enchanting XP. Now we can head up the road. Oh, hello. I remember. Doing back in. Really, Uthgerd? You're not even gonna take a shot? Good are you? One more. Yes! And no antlers, of course. Every time I work my balls off to kill one, doesn't drop antlers. Oh well. 6 more deer hides. Those are still useful at least. And Lunamoth wings are very good alchemical ingredients, so grab them whenever you see them. Torch bugs, not so much, but they have their uses. Now! It's only been 15 minutes. Are we actually going to head up the road now? Let's find out. What else could distract me? Who knows? That's part of the fun. Of course, I mean the very second I get to Redoran's retreat, my next target, I'm going to fast travel to Anissa's cabin and see what that Greater Soul Gem can do for my enchanting. Haven't learned any of the good weapon enchants yet, so it's almost certainly the case that an apparel enchantment is going to be my best bet. There's a chest hiding in here. It usually just has a teeny bit of gold in it. Kind of makes you wonder why they hid it. So kind of, sort of, anyway, the way they did. But who am I to argue? See if we can get this deer. Yeah, well, not a chance on that go. And this is Fort Greymore. We're not going here till later. Filled to bursting with bandits. But the road to where we are going happens to pass by it. I am pretty sure we can get up there with no need for, without prematurely discovering the location, but that's the elk I killed. Here are some more bugs. And then I can see over here a couple more deer. I'll be able to get at least one of them. Not. Yeah, that did not go well at all. Maybe this is the one I should chase. Or maybe this one. There are 3. Shooting more than she usually does. I think this space is just too open. I picked the wrong one. Quick save. Maybe I can get this one though. Maybe. It's not worth it. It'll be easy enough to get them. Plenty of time to spare when I'm competent at archery. But on the other hand, if they present themselves and make appealing targets, then of course, it's never nearly as clean as Alright, enough of that. Let's move on. We're 20 minutes in. We want to take the road here to the right, or north, past Fort Greymore, and this way. You can see we're kind of The road is kind of looping around Bleakwind Basin, which we've already been to. Let's just head up here. There's a bunny. There are the mammoths that we left at Bleakwind, so you know it's just over that hill. What in the fuck? Where the hell is it weird? I think I need to quit sprinting. I don't think she can keep up in her steel plate. There we go. Nice work. Onward. Okay. Excuse me. Let's keep following the road. We'll hit a nice bridge over a creek here. And there is our next random encounter. This is a Dark Brotherhood assassin. Invariably hostile. Dark Brotherhood assassin sent to kill the player is now off the list. You will only see this if you are not yet a member of the Dark Brotherhood. But you'll see it. It's a fairly common encounter if you haven't joined them yet. Before I aggro the assassin, let's wander over here, grab a Nern root. Don't put it on the list once I'm confident the wolves are next to move through it, not on me.
That it? That your best?
3 wolves with the Nern root I just grabbed.
Like the bite of
And
a
we
flea.
need 14 more.
I
That's
will
handy.
destroy you. Damn you. Come on, let's see you put up a fight.
Dead. Dead. Good. Take their pelts. Under the bridge, there's another Nerd root. Drop my needed total to 13. Save with that one in hand. Let's meander up here. The assassin is still chilling. Let's engage these mud crabs. Oh, no, here comes the assassin. Okay.
Enough of this.
Mud crabs are dead. 1, 2, 3, 4 chitin. I only need 5 more. That's handy.
You'll make a fine rug,
It's
cat.
almost down.
That's all you got.
I need to do everything I can to the assassin.
No, not like this.
Before she turns her attention to me.
Enough.
Running away.
Your kind pain has no Victory is yours. I submit. Skyrim belongs to the Nation. We are routed. Fall back.
Now. Good. So, you end up with whatever weapons they had, inferior, and a Dark Brotherhood Assassin's Note, which I will go take off my notes and letters list, and then we'll read it. So, the Dark Brotherhood Assassin's Note says the following. As instructed, you are to eliminate Travis by any means necessary. The Black Sacrament has been performed. Somebody wants this poor fool dead. We've already received payment for the contract. Failure is not an option. Astrid. Alright, there you go. That's it, unless you want to go mess with the mammoths. We can continue up the road. That cave we can see there is Redoran's Retreat, in case you're wondering. But the road actually loops around it, and I'm going to take that loop. There are also deer around here. Just because 19 is a lot of large antlers, and there's a lot of peace of mind in having them off the list. I want to at least try to kill the deer I come across. But that one's not happening. Like that tundra cotton, however. Along with the more numerous samples from along the road. You can see a banner waving on a cairn up here. It's kind of telling you where Redoran's Retreat is. The only real reason to come up here, rather than take the road, is to mine this iron ore vein off the roof. Always handy. You may recall that in my last playthrough, I'll admit it, it was cheating. I used the AI distance limitations, the fact that the draw distance was greater than the AI distance to snipe deer and elk down way before I could actually competently kill them. I'm not going to do that this time. Trying to keep things simple and unexploitive. Of course, save scumming in might be one of the biggest exploits of all, but it's when you have to allow yourself with the challenges I have given myself. If we were shopping for soul gems, it'd be a different matter, because enchanting would be super easy to raise. Now I could go after that giant, but I think I'll leave him alone, because I don't have to do anything to him in order to clear a location. Like I had to kill the giants at Bleakwind to clear it. Anyway, here is Redoran's Retreat. That's everything for outside. So let me take it off the discoverable locations list. And I am going to fast travel over to Anis's cabin. Oh, am I? Not quite yet. Since I have a trip planned anyway, I'm going to wait a few hours, run to Whiterun and use the smelter on that iron ore, and then make a trip to Anis's cabin. That's what I'm going to do. 6 a.m. Perfect timing. Vampires can spawn up to the 5 a.m. Up to, and I should say through, the 5 a.m. hour. Alright. 3 iron ingots. With those in hand, I only, big air quotes on only, need 681 more. Let's head to Anissa's cabin now. We're half an hour in. We'll be able to do Redoran's. We'll be able to actually do Redoran's retreat before the end. Which is good.
What? That it?
Sorry, Uthgerd, I didn't mean to imply you needed to wait. So, did I get any vendor trash? I don't think I did, actually. The assassin's note is, mud crab legs and venison are. Alright, there's a little bit, but not much. Weak poison is, and the assassin's weapons are. That's right. Okay. Groovy. Let's get rested. Let me make sure I've got something to enchant. That's important. Yeah. Banded iron armor. Why not? That'll work. Let me drop all the usable ingredients in here. Need to hold on to all of those. They can go in here along with the deer hides, iron ingots. Other pelts and gems can go in here. Keep the corundum ore with me. And that's it. Let's enchant this bitch. I believe that fortified destruction is still going to be best. At 585. 687. Yes. 687 is best, so we'll do Fortify Destruction, and it'll gain us an enchanting rank. Not bad. That done. Let's head to Redoran's Retreat, where we've got a bounty quest. A radiant, repeatable bounty to kill a bandit boss. I'm only going to do each of the bounty quests once, but with that said, I am going to do each of them once, which means that we are about to accomplish the bandit boss bounty quest. Cool. A bunch of stuff in here. Mostly vendor trash so far. Save the mushrooms you can harvest from the ground, fly amanitas and bleeding crowns. Oddly, I say odd because it's the only place in the entire game I actually recall seeing it. We have to fight a dog here. As far as I can tell, it's the only hostile dog in the game. Unless you attack one. It's the only one that defaults to hostile. Also odd is that it doesn't respawn. Even if the rest of the dungeon does, this dog will never reappear. Weird, I know. Down you go. And empty. Oh well. Yeah, Uthgerd's acquitting herself very well now that we're fighting level-appropriate enemies. She'll shred the fuck out of this bandit, I promise.
Your kind has no place here.
Bandit's dead. Loot him in a moment. Anything good? Nope. Alright then. Head over here. Nothing good, nothing Nothing good, nothing good. Novice locked chest. I guess that's alright. Kinda depends what's inside. Oh, and I just realized something. Giant's toes. We need one. There's one on the gear checklist and I forgot. There's some sitting in the ingredient satchel back at Anis's cabin. I'm going to take Giant's toe off the list right quick and make sure for myself that I move one over to the quest item sack before moving on. And there are two more bandits. One maybe an outlaw,
Pay off
but
my bounty this time. Is someone there?
considering the level we were at, I think that all the lackeys are just going to be +1 bandits. The boss, I don't know what level it'll be, but Uthgerd's going to get a shield upgrade. That's nice.
Destroy you!
I'll help her out with the bandit just so she focuses. This one doesn't have anything good.
I swear I'll
That bleeding crown.
kill you.
Conjure familiar to resist. I'll go over here. They have words. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Another bleeding crown. Actually search the treasure zone. Note that there is a blister wart here, however, which is still part of the crafting loop because we need potions of fortified smithing.
You won't.
With that one in hand, I need
Let's see you put up a
3
fight.
more.
Do your worst.
Still. No reason to worry about it. Destruction is the safest thing to use if you're trying to control your weapons. It raises so slowly
Live to see
on high difficulty. Part of its formula is actual damage dealt as opposed to simple base damage of the spell. So, unlike most combat skills, which go with successful hits and the base damage of the weapon, destruction magic
This is the end for you.
measures actual damage done, making it much, much slower than other
No
skills.
more. I yield.
Alright, there we go. Completed. Kill the bandit leader located in Redoran's retreat. Collect bounty from Proventus Avenici. Let's see what we got. That steel helmet, an orcish war axe, and banded iron shield.
We've stopped. What is it?
All upgrades for Uthgerd.
What do you need to take?
Now, she doesn't get the steel helmet. That goes in my stash at home for myself. But she can have the orcish war axe, which I think is going to be superior to her steel mace because it does the same damage but weighs less and will attack faster. She can have the banded iron shield, which is an upgrade from the iron shield.
Lead on,
And that
then.
chime means that Redoran's retreat, the location, has been cleared. I will make note of that as well. Alright. Let's loot around now. We've got some junk. That's okay though. There's another blister wart. Only need 2 more now for my potions of fortified smithing. And then here is a sneak skill book. 2920 Last Seed Volume 8. It's the, I want to say the first sneak skill book we found. It is. Take it off the book list. If I wander over to free skill boosts, Using the Augmentinium path of stealth, we will have 12 additional free boosts in sneak. Last Seed, Book 8 of 2920, The Last Year of the First Era, by Karlovac Townway. One Last Seed, 2920, Mournhold, Morrowind. They were gathered in the Duke's courtyard at twilight, enjoying the smell and warmth of a fire of dry branches and bitter green leaves. Tiny embers flew into the sky, hanging for a few moments before vanishing. I was rash, agreed the Duke soberly, but Lorcan had his laugh and all is well. The Morag Tong will not assassinate the Emperor now that my payment to them is at the bottom of the Inner Sea. I thought you had made some sort of a truce with the Daedra princes. What your sailors called a Daedra may not have been one, said Sothasil. Perhaps it was a rogue battle mage or even a lightning bolt that destroyed your ship. The Prince and the Emperor are en route to take possession of Al-Bambasi as our truce agreed. It is certainly typical of the Cyrodiil to assume that their concessions are negotiable, while ours are not. Vivek pulled out a map. We can meet them here in this village to the northwest of Al-Bambasi, Ferventhil. But will we meet them to talk, asked Almalexia, or to make war? No one had an answer to that. 15 Last Seed, 2920, Ferventhil, Morrowind. A late summer squall blew through the small village, darkening the sky except for flashing of lightning which leapt from cloud to cloud like acrobats. Water rushed down the narrow streets, ankle deep, and the prince had to shout to be heard by his captains but a few feet away from him. There's an inn up ahead. We'll wait there for the storm to pass before pressing on to Al-Bambasi. The inn was warm and dry and bustling with business. Barmaids were rushing back and forth, bringing grief and wine to a back room, evidently excited about a famous visitor, someone who was attracting more attention than the mere heir to the Empire of Tamriel. Amused, Julek watched them run until he overheard the name of Vivek. "My Lord Vivek," he said, bursting into the back room, "you must believe me, I knew nothing about the attack on Black Gate until after it happened. We will, of course, be returning it to your care forthwith. I wrote you a letter to that effect at your palace in Balmora, but obviously you're not there." He paused, taking in the many new faces in the room. "I'm sorry, let me introduce myself. I'm Julek Cyrodiil." "My name is Almalexia," said the most beautiful woman the prince had ever seen. "Won't you join us?" "Sothasil," said a serious-looking Dunmer in a white cloak, shaking the prince's hand and showing him to a seat. "Indoril Brindisi Duram, Duke Prince of Mournhold," said the massively built man next to him as he sat down. "I recognize that the events of the last month suggest, at best, that the Imperial Army is not under my control," said the prince after ordering some wine. "This is true, the army is my father's." "I understood that the Emperor was going to be coming to Al-Bambasi as well," said Almalexia. "Officially he is," said the prince cautiously. "Unofficially, he's still back in the Imperial City. He's met with an unfortunate accident." Vivek glanced at the Duke quickly before looking at the prince. "An accident?" "He's fine," said the prince quickly. "He'll live, but it looks like he'll lose an eye. It was an altercation that has nothing to do with the war. The only good news is that while he recovers, I have the use of his seal. Any agreement we make here and now will be binding to the Empire, both in my father's reign and in mine." "Then let's start agreeing," smiled Almalexia. 16 Last Seed, 2920, Rothnaga, Cyrodiil. The tiny hamlet of Rothnaga greeted Cassir with its colorful houses perched on a promontory overlooking the stretch of the Rothgarian mountain plain and high rock beyond. Had he been in a better mood, the sight would have been breathtaking. As it was, he could only think that in practical terms a small village like this would have meager provisions for himself and his horse. He rode down into the main square where an inn called the Eagle's Cry stood. Directing the stable boy to house and feed his horse, Cassir walked into the inn and was surprised by its ambiance. A minstrel he had heard play once in Gilderdale was performing a jaunty old tune to the clapping of the mountain men. Such forced merriment was not what Cassir wanted at that moment. A glum Dunmer woman was seated at the only table far from the noise, so he took his drink there and sat down without invitation. It was only when he did so that he noticed that she was holding a newborn baby. "I've just come from Morrowind," he said rather awkwardly, lowering his voice. "I've been fighting for Vivek and the Duke of Mournhold against the Imperial Army. A traitor to my people, I guess you'd call me." "I am also a traitor to my people," said the woman, holding up her hand, which was scarred with a branded symbol. "It means that I can never go back to my homeland." "Well, you're not thinking of staying here, are you?" laughed Cassir. "It's certainly quaint, but come wintertide there's going to be snow up to your eyelashes. It's no place for a new baby. What is her name?" "Bosriel. It means beauty of the forest. Where are you going?" "Dwinnen, on the bay in High Rock. You're welcome to join me. I could use the company." He held out his hand. "Cassir Whitley." "Turala," said the woman after a pause. She was going to use her family's name first, as is tradition, but she realized that it was no longer her name. "I would love to accompany you. Thank you." 19 Last Seed, 2920, Al-Bambasi, Morrowind. 5 men and 2 women stood in the silence of the great room of the castle, the only sound the scrawl of quill on parchment and the gentle tapping of rain on the large picture window. As the prince set the seal of Cyrodiil on the document, the peace was made official. The Duke of Mournhold broke out in a roar of delight, ordering wine brought in to commemorate the end of 80 years of war. Only Sotha Sil stood apart from the group. His face betrayed no emotion. Those who knew him best knew he did not believe in endings or beginnings, but in the continuous cycle of which this was but a small part. "My prince," said the castle steward, unhappy at breaking the celebration, "there is a messenger here from your mother, the Empress. He asked to see your father, but as he did not arrive..." Julik excused himself and went to speak with the messenger. "The Empress does not live in the Imperial City?" asked Vivek. "No," said Almalexia, shaking her head sadly. "Her husband has imprisoned her in Black Marsh, fearing that she was plotting a revolution against him. She is extremely wealthy and has powerful allies in the western Colovian estate, so he could not marry another or have her executed. They've been at an impasse for the last 17 years since Julik was a child." The prince returned a few minutes later. His face betrayed his anxiety, though he took troubles to hide it. "My mother needs me," he said simply. "I'm afraid I must leave at once. If I may have a copy of the treaty, I will bring it with me to show the Empress the good we have done today, and then I will carry it on to the Imperial City so it may be made official." Prince Julik left with the fond farewells of the 3 of Morrowind. As they watched him ride out into the rain-swept night south towards Black Marsh, Vivek said, "Tamriel will be much healed when he has the throne." 31 Last Seed, 2920, Dorza Pass, Black Marsh. The moon was rising over the desolate quarry, steaming with swamp gas from a particularly hot summer as the prince and his 2-guard escort rode out of the forest. The massive piles of earth and dung had been piled high in antiquity by some primitive, long-dead tribe of Black Marsh, hoping to keep out some evil from the north. Evidently, the evil had broken through at Dorsa Pass, the large crack in the sad, lonely rampart that stretched for miles. The black twisted trees that grew on the barrier cast strange shadows down, like a net tangling. The prince's mind was on his mother's cryptic letter, hinting at the threat of an invasion. He could not, of course, tell the Dunmer about it, at the very least until he knew more and had notified his father. After all, the letter was meant for him. It was its urgent tone that made him decide to go directly to Gideon. The Empress had also warned him about a band of former slaves who attacked caravans going into Dorsa Pass. She advised him to be certain to make his imperial shield visible so they would know he was not one of the hated Dunmer slavers. Upon riding into the tall weeds that flooded through the pass like a noxious river, the prince ordered that his shield be displayed. "I can see why the slaves use this," said the prince's captain. "It's an excellent location for an ambush." Julik nodded his head, but his thoughts were elsewhere. What threat of invasion could the Empress have discovered? Were the Akaviri on the seas again? If so, how could his mother, from her cell in Castle Giovis, know of it? A rustle in the weeds and the single sharp human cry behind him interrupted his ponderings. Turning around, the prince discovered that he was alone. His escort had vanished. The prince peered over the stretch of the moonlit sea of grass, which waved in almost hypnotic patterns to the ebb and flow of the night wind billowing through the pass. It was impossible to tell if a struggling soldier was beneath this system of vibrations, a dying horse behind another. A high, whistling wind drowned out any sound the victims of the ambush might be making. Julik drew his sword and thought about what to do, his mind willing his heart not to panic. He was closer to the exit of the pass than the entrance. Whatever had slain his escort must have been behind him. If he rode fast enough, perhaps he could outrun it. Spurring his horse to gallop, he charged for the hills ahead, framed by the mighty black piles of dirt. When he was thrown, it happened so suddenly he was hurtling forward before he was truly conscious of the fact. He landed several yards beyond where his horse had fallen, breaking his shoulder and his back on impact. A numbness washed over him as he stared at his poor, dying steed, its belly sliced open by one of several spears jutting up just below the surface of the grass. Prince Julik was not able to turn and face the figure that emerged from the grass, nor able to move to defend himself. His throat was cut without ceremony. Miramor cursed when he saw the face of his victim more clearly in the moonlight. He had seen the Emperor at the Battle of Bodrum when he had fought in his Imperial Majesty's command, and this was clearly not the Emperor. Searching the body, he found the letter and a treaty signed by Vivek Almalexia Sotha Sil and the Duke of Mournhold representing Morrowind, and the Prince Julik Cyrodiil representing the Cyrodiil Empire. "Curse my luck," muttered Miramor to himself in the whispering grass. "I've only killed a prince. Where's the reward in that?" Miramor destroyed the letter as Zook had instructed him to do, and pocketed the treaty. At the very least, such a curiosity would have some market value. He disassembled the traps as he pondered his next step. Return to Gideon and ask his employer for a lesser reward for killing the heir, move on to other lands. At the very least, he considered he had picked up 2 useful skills from the Battle of Bodrum. From the Dunmer he had learned the excellent spear trap, and abandoning the Imperial army, he had learned how to skulk in the grass. The years continued in Hearthfire. Alright. Head over here. A couple of barrels, a bear trap to disarm, and a boss chest. What will it have? Hey, a Frostbite spell tome! Exactly what I need to kill all those fucking deer. Beware, motherfuckers. I can slow you now. Take Frostbite off the list. Also note that treasure map 4, whatever the random items are, will always be in this chest. We'll take treasure map 4 off the list. That hunting bow of diminishing, I believe the effect is damage magicka, which, yes it is. So we'll disenchant that back at Anissa's cabin as well. Weapon enchantments, regardless of their utility and their value when you make them yourself, give almost no disenchanting experience, which is a little bit lame, but what can you do? Alright, Frostbite. There we go. That's better. Put that one on the list too. So we got all our elements. And we'll stick with flames for standard business, but going after deer, if I hit them with Frostbite, it'll slow them down. And that's going to be a huge advantage, trying to kill those assholes going forward. In fact, let's test drive it now on the ones that I know are out here. Our next target is the Silent Moon's camp, which doesn't have a road leading to it at all. It's just up over the hills that direction, north of Bleakwind Basin. Probably faster to travel from here. That's what I'll probably end up doing. But we shall see. Alright. Let's get one of these things. Gotta sprint a little to get that. Not going quite as well as I thought. Mostly I was hoping the slow effect was more pronounced. Not doing much to him, is it? That's more like it. No antlers, of course. But there is another deer hide. You can see how much easier it's going to be with Frostbite, so very thankful to have found that. Thank you, Redoran's Retreat. Let's nab that. The others have all taken off by now, and they're well out of reach. So, let's return to Anissa's cabin. Oh yes, before I forget, we need to look at treasure map 4, don't we? So the WR is for Whiterun. You can tell by the drawing of the intersection stables that the windmill in the lower photo is Pelagia Farm, and it shows you an X on a cliff up behind it. Alright, we'll be headed there presently. Well, not immediately, but we'll head there eventually. That's a better way to say it. Keep that. Toss those. Those are for sale. Same with all the food. I have a feeling some of this might be better than stuff I've got sitting in there. Take a look right quick. Steel helmet is definitely better. Steel gauntlets and steel boots. Yes and yes. Those are both upgrades. Neat. The old iron gear can go in here for later sale. Let's get rested. Even though the amount is small, I would still rather get as much XP as possible from disenchanting that hunting bow. There we go. You've learned magicka damage. And like I said, I don't think there was even a visible bump in experience. So it goes. Everything but the blister wart goes in here. I need to pull out one of my giant's toes. Giant's toe needs to go in here. Blister warts need to go in here. Is that everything? Deer hide needs to go in here. Now I think we're done. Yes, we are. Alright, cool. About 4 minutes to go. Gonna head back to Redoran's retreat again. The simplest way to get where we're going is just to head east from here. So that is what I'm going to do. And take advantage of the opportunity, since I'm back here, to try and kill another one of these deer. Yes. And no antlers. That's okay. I still like having the deer hide. And hey, at least I tried, right? Let's head this direction. Oh, bear might kill. That bear might kill another deer for us. That should be handy. I'd sure love it if it did. Got him. Awesome. And once again, no antlers. That's alright. 3 deer hide to go. Now we got a boatload of mud crabs and a cave bear. There. Unquestionably the biggest threat. It's going to shoot. Combined with all the mud crabs, it's quite capable of shredding the hell out of it.
Damn you.
Oh, will happen. What just did happen. There, the mud crabs might engage each other. Urgent gameplay. Love it. Not a moment too soon because Uther's down.
Cannot get.
Well, we got 2 mud crab chitin there, which means I need 3 more.
No more. I yield. I yield.
Oh shit, they killed the bear. Good job, crabs. So that cave bear pelt leaves me needing 7 pelts total. I'm still down one standard
will
pelt,
destroy
which
you.
I'll have to get later, obviously.
Victory is yours. I submit.
The crap's hit hard. Alright, 2 more chitin leaves me needing 1 more. So that's about to come off the list. It's exciting. And we've got all the mud crab chitin we need, plus 1 extra. Go figure.
I cannot rest you. I can kill you. Stand up. You think I'm afraid of you?
Got it. Nicely done. So we got 3 extra mud crab chitin. I didn't quite expect to handle this much business. I only intended to go after 1 deer. Best laid plans, right? It's kind of how Skyrim works. I'm at the 1 hour mark, but there are a couple of other things I want to do right quick. One of them is to mine this orichalcum vein. I believe it's the first orichalcum vein we've seen. And I can't help but notice that another deer has settled back in down here. His mistake. I'm doing an anchor save just before I start screwing with him. I think he's large, pretty much by himself now. Oh, there's the one with small antlers, but who cares about that? There's a couple of red mountain flowers I missed. Go figure. And an ore vein I missed as well. Don't kill Cam. Fucks me over every time. Well, not every time, but close enough. Jesus, here's Silent Moon's camp. Oh, do you see how close it is? Oh, but now it's aggroed the bandits, so I'll have to retry. Balls. Well, let's try not to get distracted by flowers. Let's hope he doesn't run while we're here. But he does. So I'll have to handle him first. Which, to be fair, is kind of what I expected anyway. Flawless victory. And no antlers, of course. 2 more deer hide needed. Let's get those flowers now. Mine that ore vein. See if we can get this one. Can. And no antlers. We need 1 more deer hide, and I'm going to end the video here. My intention was to go do some offloading, but you'll notice we've bumped into a random encounter. This one is called Giant Leading Painted Cow to Camp. And I'll show it to you right quick. Oh. I guess. I was gonna say, I guess my intentions will work just fine. You can see the cow wandering off over there, has a bunch of symbols painted on it. And sure enough, here's a giant. Now, I'm going to fight it in the next video. I'm going to use Frostbite on giants, because the slowness will help, as will the stamina damage effect. He's trying to get all these plants in advance. I just need to remember for my own edification that I want to go do some smelting, and I have 3 extra mud crab chitin. Alright, until then, this has been Let's Play Skyrim. Next time, we'll fight a giant. I'm hopeful it'll go faster than the last one, since he's alone and I have Frostbite. We'll head over to Silent Moon's camp and hopefully clear it out. Until then, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the videos, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking on an ad. And even if you don't do any of those things, I really appreciate your time and your viewership, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.